Hey, besties. Let's throw some shade, honey. You ready to get into it? Well, we got no Marceau and no Martell and no Mo Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. this episode. Hmm. I wonder, is Marceau and Martell still at the venue arguing? Destiny, are they still at your your launch party? Child, I guess Trisha ain't gonna put no clothes on no more. Ever since her kids' little fake graduation party, remember she had on them old short shorts. Now this episode, she got her back out, her chest out, her legs out. The dress go right to her cheeks. She got on a jumpsuit, slits all the way up to her beep. It is just like, okay, but she got the body for it. Work it, girl. But you take your kids out, you got on a bodysuit, ain't okay, girl. Let them people see your body. Okay. Does it say Trisha may be on the market again? She might be on the market soon. So she's trying to catch some other contenders. Yeah, is she getting tired of Ken? Does she realize that she might need to replace him soon? Maybe, maybe. Well, welcome, besties. You are now behind the shade, and thanks for joining me. I review your favorite reality shows weekly. Now, honey, let's kiki and ha ha and get into another episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. It's season 9, episode 12. Shady now, Sunny later. Do we like the title of this episode? Yeah, it's okay. And besties, how would you rate this week's episode? It was what some would call a filler episode, but I actually enjoyed it. I don't have to have a whole bunch of blah, 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 all the time. We got it this episode, but it was at the end. And baby, okay. But let's get into it. I guess I'll give it. It was a good. I'll give it an 8. I'll give it an 8. The Fletchers held it down. I'm excited to get to their vow renewal. I can't wait. I love love. So drop down in the comments, bestie, and you let me know what you thought about this week's episode. How would you rate this week's episode on a scale of 1 to 10? And let me know if you would change the title. Ciao. I think I would, because I don't want the title is focused on Sunny, and I guess I would like the title to be more either about the Fletchers or Mel and Trisha's drama. There were some things that were said that could be the title, but we'll get to it. Don't forget to like this video. Please make sure you're subscribed to my channel and make sure your notification bell is on. Ding dong, so that you are notified each and every time I post my content. So the Fletcher family, they go see the venue where Chris and Nell's vow renewal will take place. It's at this, southern plantation, maybe kind of, not really plantation, but like not a mansion. It kind of reminded me of Eight is Enough's house. Do y'all remember that sitcom from the 80s, Eight is Enough? It reminded me of their house, just a typical white house, kind of big, big, of course, whatever. I'm sure it's called a mansion, and I do believe they had the name of it at the beginning of the episode. Didn't catch it. Well, Chris and Nell are about to celebrate their 30th wedding anniversary. So kudos to them, because many don't make it, and that is a lot. So the place is beautiful, lots of greenery. They took a tour with the kids. So there's a big dining room. They could have the table, they can have people eating, dance floor outside. There's a big garden, it's green everywhere, and they have it set up already for the ceremony. They got the pretty white chairs out. It looks huge. And it's the country, it's the South, so got plenty of landscaping. Looks gorgeous. It's gonna be nice. So they all sit down in the venue and they're going over all the children's responsibilities. The daughter is over the flowers. Chris Jr., little Chris, is Lance gives him DJ. He had it, but he figures little Chris is into music, so he could find the DJ. And so Nell was like, well, Lance, what are you gonna do now? And so he said, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get us together and we're gonna go to the cemetery to see grandma. And it's like, okay. And I have to give it to Lance. That was a mature response, but at the same time, baby, you need something else to do pertaining to the event. We get that you're going to do the spiritual healing part of it, and it's very well needed. Very well. That was very good, Lance. Very good, oldest child response. I got this, mom. I get it. Let's do it. I understand. Great. But in addition to that, Lance, we need you to get the cake, secure the sodas, the caterer. Maybe the venue's doing that. Security, it's a reality show. Besides production, you might need a little security. How about a bartender? Who's going to be the coordinator? Do we have a wedding planner and a coordinator? I mean, there's other things you can be doing, Lance. Okay. So Nell's mom passed on their anniversary, y'all. Can you believe that? And I'm all looking at the tombstone or the plate, you know. And so she passed away on September the 4th. So that is their anniversary. She passed away in 2019, so right before the pandemic. Nell told Trisha that she passed away during the COVID-19, because you can't say that word either on YouTube. But she passed before it, so it probably just went from that to the panorama and just OMG already, right? Enough is going on. Poor Nell, and it's just so I just can't understand why she just didn't seek to have some therapy, because people were doing that, online. Okay, and I had to look up Nell's age only because, like, me and her mother have the same birthday, you guys. I wasn't gonna bring it up, but I just decided to right now. I did I figured it out. Her mom passed away at 66 years old. So if she was still alive, she would be about 60, about 71. So me saying, I believe when Nell had her birthday party, I just said, oh, she must have been turning 60. She's not. She's 53 because her mom would be like 71. So and on Google it says that Nell is 53. So her mother had her at 18. So they were probably very, very, very close, their bond, because they were close in age. Her mom had her at 18. She had Lance at 20. Okay. So she's 53. I said that. Okay. So we got these numbers figured out. So she's not 60 behind the shade. I'm talking to myself because I was just looking like at her house. It is just so overly decorated. Like older people. She just has an old soul. She just country and just an old soul. Like last week, she wore her hair like Mae West, and just she's just a country Southern girl. She's what do they say? You just got an old soul. Nell has an old soul. So she never healed or even grieved her mother's loss. She has put it behind her, just put it off and just got busy. And, that's not how you deal with grief and loss. You just cannot do it. And she tells us that the day her mom passed, which was her and Chris's anniversary, her mother was happy that day. And I believe that would have been her 25th year anniversary, and they were gonna throw a party and they couldn't because mom got sick. So this is why they're doing it for their 30th. Okay. And Nell also points out that she knows she needs to start healing, and she does, because she's been carrying this weight, this burden for a very long time. 5 years is a long time. So Trisha takes her own naked self over to takes her kids and go jump on trampolines. You know, the little jumpy place. We got those here. So she takes them out for a day to hang out, quality time. Woo, woo. They having a good time, jumping, jumping, jumping. So after they play, Trish sits them down and she tells them that she's going to go ahead and file for divorce from their dad. And so she just wants to check in with them and make sure you guys are happy, you guys okay with this. Like, talk to me, tell me what's up. So, the girl, she's younger, so she just going with the flow. She just got through jumping. She's fine. Pops is whatever. She just going through it. She gonna let her brother speak for her. So the son said he thought they already were divorced. It says, it's weird between them because it seems like they have a small beef. And so Trisha's like, yeah, I'm trying to get to where we can just be cool because I just don't get, there's no reason for us not to be cool. Well, girl, that's not what Marquez says, honey. He said he just showed the footage, honey, of Martell at the door coming in with the code and Ken coming in the house with the code. Like, girl, you've been running amok over there at that house. And remember, Ken was trying to say that they got another house. It has been said in the YouTube streets that that is the house that Marquez lived in. They ain't moved. They do not have a new house. That is the family home, honey. Okay. So she says, yeah, she knows it's weird. He asked her, does she plan on getting married again, to Ken? Uh-huh. And so she's like, no time soon, And so I don't know. The kid didn't give me no reaction. He was just like, he graduated from high school and he just gonna go off. Where is he going after college? Was he going to college or the military? Anyway, I'm sure he's just ready to live his life. This is crazy, but he's digressing. So she tells him, no, I'm not going to get married soon. Nope, nope, nope. She says she needs some self evaluations first. And he agreed. What? And so she said her and Ken, they need to work on their communication. Boy, do they. Okay. So Trisha goes over to visit with Nell at her house. And that house, Nell and Chris has a huge home. Like, what is going? I want a tour. Is there a tour on YouTube of their house? That house, you see there's like another part of another little piece of house on the left side. Like, is it a casita? Is that the house, a little party house? What is that big? Are the kids over there? I just want to know, honey, because I'm thinking, she has her child care somewhere else, but I'm like, you could have it. You could have it there, but I guess she doesn't want to. You want to keep business separate from home. I understand. So Trisha in this cute orange jumpsuit, might I add, but everything is hanging out. I don't know why you need to be at Nell's house half naked, but Nell got on this old tight sundress too. Both women look great. Nell looks good. She looks good. She thicker than Trish, and all her stuff in the right places. So they were cute. So Nell is getting prepared, honey. She getting all the food prepared, honey. And I just had to point out what she served. She had chicken wings with different dips. She had the raw vegetables, and then she had sushi. I was like, okay, that's a cute little charcuterie situation. So Nell is inviting Trisha over so she could be all up in her business and being all messy and nosy. So, honey, Nell gets right to it. Okay, she said, "Well, everybody said you got something going on with Martell." Honey, did y'all see that look Trisha gave Nell? I was like, Nell, run for your life. Go get Cujo, because honey, she was getting ready to jump on you. Maybe that's why she was checking, making sure the dog was put up, honey, because she gave her a look that could just, whoo. So she goes ahead. Oh, I was waiting on you to ask me. Girl, no, you wasn't. So she was like, well, was y'all, so here go now. Well, was y'all at his house watching movies? So she said, yes, we were at his house. We were supposed to talk about working out, but all he was talking about was Melody and the kids and how much he regrets cheating on her and breaking up the family. And so she was just agreeing with him, like, yeah, you messed up, bruh. So he gonna turn it on her. She said, well, he told me, well, I didn't call you over here to be my therapist. And it was like, that sound like a Martell thing. That sound like something he would say. So she says, and you know what? And you gotta listen to Trish. You can tell a liar when they talk. Trish is very repetitive in her speaking. Very, very, he didn't, we didn't do nothing. We didn't do nothing. We didn't do nothing. Girl, how many times you gonna say that? He didn't even come on to me. Not at once. He didn't say nothing. He didn't try to holler. He didn't come on to me. Nothing happened. Not at all. Not nothing. But it's like, okay, if he didn't come on to you, did you come on to him? Because honey, Marquez said he had you recorded that you was talking. No, he heard you talking to your friend at the house, and you told her that a woman got needs too. Uh-huh. Ciao. Wow. So apparently, allegedly, Martell didn't come on to her and nothing happened. But we know that is a LIE. And so she says, she should have said something in the beginning and she dropped the ball. Because so there you go now. Well, why did it take so long for you to sign them papers? And it's like, Alexa, Q and Usher, them papers. What's the song? The Papers. Ah, and so she explains, he wanted to go find himself, and we went our separate ways, and we never saw each other. So that was more of a little immature something to say. He was enjoying his life while I was trying to get through life. My mom passed, my dad passed 7 months later, and then, my mom went into a diabetic coma on their 38th anniversary, and she never came out of it. Oh my goodness. So Nell is tearing up because, she's triggered. They got the same loss going on, and I'm glad they had that time to just talk. But they need to have more of these conversations with a therapist or a group session with a therapist. I just want them to come out of that and just kind of let that grief get in there and settle and, do what it's going to do so they can heal. And so Trisha tells us that Marquez didn't support her. And then he told her that she was too close to her family. See, that comes from people who got trauma with their family, childhood trauma. That is childhood trauma talking. Who says that? And so she said, even my sister passed away in my arms. Trisha was explaining how she was trying to bring her back and couldn't. So, child, it was just like waterworks for me. I'm just like, oh my goodness, Trisha. Yeah, So now understands all of this because her mom passed at her house also. So I just say, hey, both of y'all need to grieve your losses so y'all can heal. And I just said that. So over at the little wannabe barbershop bar, Ken is talking to his homeboy with his Milky Way legs and thighs and his little old hoochie daddy shorts. I said, wow, Ken. Wow. Those thighs and legs look so good. Just chocolate. I mean, dark chocolate, creamy and milky, just all shined up. I was like, ooh, okay. Oh boy. I'm like, Trisha, you gonna lose this man. I know his DMs is full. I know his DMs. But he don't want y'all. Y'all stay out that man's DMs. He don't want y'all. He want Trisha crazy butt. Because it's something he's covering up in his trauma. Okay. Oh yeah, we're gonna get to it. So he talking to his homie, and then I noticed Besties. I was on YouTube. Do you know they have a podcast? Him and that guy. I was like, oh boy, oh boy. So Ken is frustrated. You know, he is frustrated from dealing with Martell's that situation, Marquez and his drama with the kids, and then the communication with Trisha or the lack thereof communication with Trisha. So the homeboy asked a question, like he'll like no. Kim was talking about like he'll ask Trisha a question and she gets defensive. So the homeboy says, you know, that's a guilty response. Exactly. It's guilty. Homie, here. People who don't believe this. Martell and Trisha have done it. They have done it more than once or twice. And the reason why she got is caught up in this is because he probably, not probably, allegedly, I'll just say it. He allegedly told her, you know, act like it didn't happen. We don't know each other. Don't, you know, woo, 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 woo. Or he got mad at her and probably stopped fooling with her. So when they got to Sunni's house, it was just weird. He didn't know how to act. She just not reacting. And Sunni was putting it together then. Okay. So, whew, poor Ken. So Ken says he just does not feel received by Trisha. Like his feelings doesn't matter to her. You know, he says they're arguing more. Uh-huh. She's afraid. And he said it's like she's afraid to be happy. Like she'll be happy and be cool for a minute. Then when it's getting too good for her, she got trust issues, you know, because of Marquez and that marriage. So she won't allow herself to be comfortable and rest in Ken's love. You know what I'm saying? Because of the trauma with her husband, not even ex. And I'm just like, this is why you do not date people who are married, separated, whatever, married on paper, whatever they telling you, it doesn't matter if you get the keys to the house, the car, y'all, you got access, you can go out in public. It does not matter. Baby, Ken, Trisha needs time to heal. She needs to heal from her husband when she finally gets divorced. She needs to heal from the loss of her mom, her dad, and her sister. You need to leave that woman alone. You can't help her. You can't love none of that drama away. She needs time alone. She needs to process and go through the channels of healing so that she can be a better her and then she can be ready for another relationship. Homie, you need to leave. You do. And I hope your homie tells you that soon. He's alluding to it now. He's alluding to it now. So whew. So Ken says, you know, she'll stop being happy, start up with some drama because she can't get past the drama with Marquez. So the friend asks, are you sure she doesn't want to be with him? Right. Because, baby, what is the holdup? She does want to be with him. And what I also found out, Besties, they said in the YouTube streets that Trisha is holding on to this marriage because of military benefits. And I'm like, I don't understand, but I don't need to understand it. But she was the one in the military. So why is she holding on to him? Does she care enough about him to make sure he has medical? Like, what does that do for her that she holds on to him so that he is cared for? Why do you want to do that? It would be different if he was the one in the military and she wasn't, and she's holding on to him for the benefits of her and the kids. I don't know. That's what Marquez said in some interview with Millie Chung. And I was like, that's an interesting point, but it doesn't seem right because she was the one in the military. But anyway, so Ken tells the friend, well, she tells me all the time that she can't stand Marquez. And the paperwork, it is notarized now. Child, okay, and then Ken in his confessional is saying how, Trisha is also scared and afraid to hear what her family would say about her getting divorced. And I'm just like, what do you mean family? Why does it even matter? Her parents have passed away. There's a sister that passed. We know she has another sister, but what family is she afraid of? Because aunties and uncles and siblings don't even, and cousins don't even matter at this point. Your core has passed on. It's time to live, Trish. So the friend says, well, he's putting up with way too much and it hurts to even like watch this, because he's seen him in other relationships plus Trisha, and he's forever pouring into people. So Ken says, he feels that everybody is selfish and he gonna deal with somebody's bull crap with whoever he deals with. So it's like whatever. So the friend is like, so you don't mind being a punching bag? Exactly. I'm like, hello. And so, um, friend is like, it's hard to watch this. Like, what's keeping you there? When is enough enough? So Ken is like, I ain't got nothing holding me. I will leave when it's time. I know when to leave. Okay, Ken. Okay, Ken. Okay, Milky Way thighs. Sure you do. So the Fletchers go to the cemetery to see Nell's mother. The daughter says, it's easier to be there with everyone. And they have such a beautiful flower arrangement on her grave. Beautiful yellow and purple and lavender. Those flowers were beautiful. And so and the daughter talks about how, all this was going down. Grandma's illness was happening while she was away at school. And, she couldn't be there. Then little Chris, he feels at peace knowing that his grandmother's with God. Lance, on the other hand, he feels her presence, of course, but it hurts because he wasn't there for her in her last days. And, he understands that he was being selfish, working and worried about his own love life, and he wasn't, coming by. And it's like sometimes men can't handle that kind of thing. Sure, it seemed like it would have been easy to go over there to his parents' house. But wait, don't they all have Sunday dinner? Isn't that what we learned? That they have Sunday dinner, I believe. But it was probably hard for him. It's hard to see your people get old and sickly and get headed to heaven. It's hard to see that. So Nell expresses her feelings about her mom, how she was a great mom and a better grandmother. And then then she talks about some of the things she remembers her mom telling her, you know, you're great. You're gonna go on. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone. Blah blah. You working too much. You go 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 go. This that and a half. Mamas just be talking. So then she talks to her mother, sits down at the grave. Chris is holding her shoes because she got to get down to it. And I'm going to tell you what that is about. If y'all ever kind of wasn't tripping or you noticed that when you are depressed, stressed, whatever you're feeling, when you're just not okay, the old people have a saying about go touch grass, besties. Go touch grass, okay? Connecting with nature helps you get balanced. So she needed to sit down, feet on the ground in the grass, and she was able to talk, to reflect, to cry. You understand? Okay. Honey, she had 5 years worth of tears coming out that face. She had me in tears. I watched this episode twice. I cried both times. She's talking to her mom. She's really getting these tears out. So then how after you cry, you just kind of are just exhausted from it. You're empty. You're just, right? So she gets up. Chris goes to his mother-in-law and bends over, gives her a little dab, like kind of like say, thank you, I appreciate you, keep looking over us. We love you, we miss you, you'll never be forgotten. Beautiful. Now I think I'm gonna give Chris. I'm like, we kind of trying to, Chris is a man. He's a man's man. Yes, he cheated with Nell. Yes, he probably did do the guy thing. He's a guy. I'm not going. There is no. I'm not. What is Chris's fan base called? Because I'm a Christy. Y'all can be millimeters. I'm a Christy. I'm a Fletchy. I want to be a C Fletchy. I gotta give him a fan base name. I'm gonna be a Christy. So he was just really like an all right guy. I just like Chris. I like Chris Fletcher. So they all hug. You saw the daughter, she was really smiling. And that's what happens when you grieve. You will smile. The tears, the love, you will smile. That is the whole point of touching grass. Whew, the nature, the connection, being with family. This was a very good scene. And I said this was an 8. I'm putting this episode up to a 9. It's a 9 for me. Okay, so it's Nell's bachelorette party. Ooh, 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 ooh. Destiny is still hosting the event after, they had their little back and forth last weekend. They're back and forth and back again. Destiny is trying to do her little daughter-in-law things, honey. She's trying to get that daughter-in-law title, honey. She's trying to be at that mansion, next year marrying Lance. But we all know he went back to his family. So Trisha shows up in this little old itty-bitty dress. Child, she can't even bend over because, honey, everything will be showing. But I ain't mad at her. Working girl, but to me, just age appropriateness. Like, come on, Trish, you can't dress like a little kid. And your daughter is looking at you, but she got a bad body. It's banging, honey, because when she sits down, you don't see no cellulite, honey. So she shows up first and she tell Destiny she's not drinking. So Destiny's like, oh yeah, because you shows out when you be drinking. And she's like, you remember what happened? Trish was like, no. And so Destiny's like, well, yeah, don't drink, okay? And Trisha gonna say, I know you're not talking. I was like, what? Trisha talks without, she don't move, she don't open her mouth when she talks. She talks through her teeth. So she says, I know you're not talking. I laughed so hard, besties. And so she tells Destiny, well, you was at it with Nell, about Sunni at the thing, I know you ain't talking. So she was like, why? She said, it was just a conversation. And Trisha said, it was an elevated conversation that scared me. Destiny says, oh, child, in her confessional, she is adjusting when people show her who they are. So everyone starts showing up. Kimmy, Destiny called her Mary J. Blige. I was like, I don't see it, but okay. Tisha shows up, they all coming. Here come Mel. And was Mel given the card? What do y'all call it? The face card? Honey, Mel's little, her regular face is cute. And I'm not saying, regular, as she did have on lashes and some lip gloss. She wasn't fully made up and she wasn't completely fresh face. I woke up like this. But she is really a cute lady. Like, of course we all knew that, but just, I want to see less makeup and more of that fresh face with just the lashes and some lip gloss. Like I'm sure that's pretty much how all of us are every day, So she comes, she declines a drink because Destiny was like, Destiny and Trisha had to get their emotions together when they saw Melody. So Destiny's like, would you like a drink? She's trying to be the hostess with the mostest. Child. So now, did y'all peep that Trisha was drinking at that moment? She was sitting down, her, Destiny, and Tisha, they're drinking red wine with a straw. Trisha had a glass of red wine with a straw. And when Melody walked in. So I don't know what happened. So Melody says she's not staying long because she got to get back to her kids. And so she will not be participating in the body painting. You know, there was a male and a female model sitting at the table behind everyone, paying attention to all this riffraff, okay? Sitting there naked, ready to go, I'll say. Looked good. Tisha says, oh, no, because she got on white. She's not going to be able to paint because she got on white. I was like, oh my goodness, is Tisha really? She really is a little. Tisha is slow. She is slow. Martell called that because she's sitting there with an all white outfit on, and the pants got holes in them. Tisha, did you forget you was wearing all white too, sweetheart? Are you going to partake in the painting? Oh, she is slow. So Kimmy says everyone seems real standoffish now that when we get together. Girl, there's so much drama going on. And you are stirring the pot, Kimmy. And so she asked Trish, has she talked to Melody? And then Trisha said, no. And so Kimmy was like, you sure didn't answer that fast. Oh my God, you all right? So then Mel was like, oh yeah, let me ask Kimmy and Trisha, let me ask this. Trisha, do you have a problem with me? Trisha says, no. Mel says, she didn't think so, but Kimmy, she had got with Kimmy, and she seems like you had hooked up with Kimmy yourself. And and she asked her, she said she doesn't know. She asked her, y'all got some funk? And so Melody was like, I said, I don't even know Trisha well enough to have problems with her. So Trisha is feeling a way about Melody. She thinks she's messy. And she's saying that because at the kids' fake graduation party, while her and Marquez was kind of going back and forth a little bit, she said that they still love each other. That's really what was happening. And she made a reference to it a few times, So Melody's like, it was a joke. It wasn't a joke. It wasn't a joking moment to me. Trisha says, it's cool. It is what it is. Tisha got her St. Thomas stance still going. Well, are you understanding it now? Are you going to move on? How can you guys move on if you don't understand it? And Mel, do you understand? Oh, well. So Mel's like, I ain't said nothing, or I ain't done nothing no one else in this group has done. Everybody is shady and messy. Melody says, you and your energy is getting this energy. Trisha says in her confessional, she had a pep talk with herself, and she told herself, stay cool and calm. But she said, but right now, her pressure is boiling. She get ready to pop off. Melody better be quiet. She gonna get with that girl. I was like, girl, you better be careful, honey, because, honey, Melody's base will come for you, honey. Her fan base will come for you, honey. You better chill on that one. So, here go Trish. Don't nobody care. We wasting time and energy and breath. I ain't wasting beep. Kimmy's like, I hope this gets resolved before Nell comes. Trisha says, it's just two BITCHs arguing. It is what it is. Melody says, well, I invited her to Mimosas with Melody. And y'all, did y'all see Tisha's response, her action to that? She kind of turned her head. Who is she sitting by? Destiny? She kind of turned her head and turned back. Oh, she was bothered by hearing Mimosas with Melody. Oh, honey, jealousy. Slow and jealous. Jealous and slow. She was bothered, honey. So Melody says, and now I won't have a conversation with her. I'm going to keep my energy where it needs to be. I heard that, Melody. I heard that, girl. I'm with you, girl. Forget that. So in Melody's confessional, she says, she thinks Trisha can play in her face. She said, I don't even know her. And she said, Trisha has this aggressiveness, and maybe she does this and runs all over the men like that, but I ain't the one or the two. You feel me? So Destiny kind of puts a pin in it. Like, hold up, y'all need to chill. All this arguing, bickering, stop. We are here. Nail is on her way. Can we stop? We got to keep this energy good. Melody was like, oh, the energy gonna be good because it's gonna be what it's gonna be. Child, and boom, boom, boom. In comes Sunny. Child. Yeah, they need to rename this episode because Sunny didn't even say anything. I don't know. She came late. I don't think Sunny deserves a title. That's where I'm coming from. I don't know. It just should be. How about the episode should have been named Melody versus Trisha? Or I don't know, or something about maybe something towards the Fletchers, honey. Love, passing and love. I don't know. It's just I don't like this title. Maybe Sunny. She don't deserve her name to be in no title. Okay, she is not even a castmate. She's a friend of, right? So anyway, it's a to be continued, y'all. So the previews, honey child, honey, the previews, honey, honey, honey. So of course, Destiny and Sunny gonna be having a back and forth, forth and back again. Child, then we're gonna go over to the Fletchers vow renewal. Somebody gonna pass out and 911 gotta be called. Whew. Then somebody must needed to eat. Their blood sugar was high. They whatever. Take your medication, take care of yourself, people. Drink water and eat something. What is happening? But I know it probably was something more serious. And then Tony, Ken, and Trisha are arguing. And finally, we get to see her talking back. She gonna actually be talking. Talking, talking, talking. Okay, besties. And that was the end of the episode. Woo, I can't wait for next week, honey. I cannot wait. Well, guess what, besties? You know it. I will be back with another review. It'll be Real Housewives of Potomac, and then Married to Medicine. Bye, bestie.